It is Wednesday, January the 5th, 2022. I am James. You are you. We are here for another breathtaking, heart-pounding, thrill-seeking episode of At Home with James, the show that won't go away. Are you strapped in? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to rock and roll, strut and stroll, hang and bang, slam and jam? I am, and I hope that you are, because this, what we're doing right now by way of the information superhighway, is a partnership. I am the captain, you are the co-pilot, or perhaps you are collectively the captain and I am your co-pilot. That's what makes this an immersive experience. We are in this together as one. You and I coagulated as a singular entity. Did you like my use of the word coagulated? Because I feel that there is some coagulation going on here. Let's get into the brass tacks of what has been going on. It has been a plethora of technical difficulties dating back, and I can say it, to last year, 2021, going into 22. On our New Year's Eve telecast, my mic was totally out of sorts. I sounded like a robot that had been built in the worst science lab known to mankind. Then we move on over to the first episode of the year this past Monday. Mark Rowland, the master of disaster, as I have known to call him. There's something to be said that he might have Canada's worst internet connection. This guy, I might have to ban him from the show. And I love him. He's the only bald guy I allow on this show. And now there will be no bald guys on this show. There's zero bald representation on this show until Mark gets his internet connection sorted out. From start to finish, it was just downhill, downhill, downhill. And you know what they say? They say, pardon my French, crap rolls downhill. Now, the last thing that I want to do is have this show become a ball of crap. I've seen some of these other online outfits. Let me tell you. CRAP, crap. And that's why we put so much effort into everything that goes on this show, whether it's curating the guests, curating the segments, all of the technical aspects that goes on in this show is the opposite of crap. So I'm making a pledge to you right here, right now, on this 5th of January, 2022, that we're cleaning up the crap when it comes to this show. We're taking a pooper scooper, we're shoveling it, and we're throwing it in somebody else's yard, because we're not putting it in our garbage cans. Our garbage cans are clean and pristine. What's going on tonight's show? Is that the question that you're asking yourself? Well, I have the answer. Much later on, we've got Annabelle Agnew. Now, you like Annabelle as much as I like Annabelle. She's been here to talk about chocolate. She's been here to talk about sweets and treats. But our dear Annabelle became a victim of what you and the media refer to as COVID-19. She's on the mend. And tonight, for the first time ever, I'm going to interview someone about the trials and tribulations of what it means to go through a COVID-19 crisis. Speaking of crises, it's been all over the news. And for the first time ever, I intend to do something topical tonight. Have you been watching the CTV, the LCN, the TVA? I'm sure you have been. And you heard all about those influencers and the reality TV stars that are now stuck in Mexico by way of a Sunwing chartered flight. We've got one of them on the show tonight. His name is Jean-Felix Printemps, and he's going to tell us about everything that has been actually going on that flight, as he is now stranded, like so many others, in Mexico. If you want to really have a great show, though, which is what I want to do, every single time I get on this Twitch, I want to have a great show. And when you want to turn up the heat, you bring in the best. Now, you wanted the best. I am giving you the best right here, right now. Please welcome our first guest this evening. It's the one. It's the only. It is the well-dressed Saima Ahmed. Saima, Happy New Year. Welcome back to the little bitty program.
Happy New Year to you too. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, the pleasure is all mine. I appreciate you being here. I texted you earlier today asking if you wanted to be on the show. And Saima, if you don't mind, would you allow me to read the text message that you responded with?
Go ahead, please read it.
I said this, Saima, you want to jump on that show tonight? And you said, yeah, I am in, baby. And then you responded to yourself. You said, sorry, didn't know where this enthusiasm is coming from, LOL. And then I thought, why can't there be enthusiasm as it pertains? You apologized for being excited to come on the show that I invited you to be on. I
don't
can't
know.
believe it.
I think I first of all, there's like, I think I put like 5 Y's in that baby.
Let's confirm right now. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5s. Yeah. 5 Y's in baby.
My phone knows to like the autocorrect for when I'm excited. It's like 5 of any letter. And it was like in the morning, and I don't know. I was like, I don't want to like startle you or jar you with my excitement. So I just wanted to,
Well, I'll say this. Let's think about if examining maybe the opposite of what that would have looked like. To not be excited would have been just, yeah, with a period. Then I would have thought, oh no, Saima's very angry with me.
That's rude. I'm not rude. That's mean.
So you think that adding the full stop to the end of one word text, has that become kind of rude in these days and times as we exchange messages using technological?
I'll tell you what would have been ruder if I said, yeah, with an ellipses.
No, I think that's a bit of mystery. The ellipses, I think, dare I say, that the ellipses has become a source of flirtation with texts.
I don't know, because like to me, when you do like the 3 dots, it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Like it would be
okay,
like, yeah.
So that's the tone you think it is. It's like, yeah, where I look at it like, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I'll put it this way. I think for a lot of younger people, the 3 dots indicates like maybe uncertainty. And I think for a lot of older people, like my mom, the 3 dots is like a normal thing. And she puts it, and my uncle too, they put it in a lot of their texts, and I never understand what tone they're going for.
Well, speaking of tone and speaking of parents coming in from the chat right now, because that's the one resolution I've made, is to engage with the chat even more than I already do. Frankly, I think I do it too much. Phil Smith writes, periods are aggressive, except for parents, then it's normal.
Well, I wanted to ask James, when you like text people, how do you text? You have like punctuation or uppercase, lowercase?
I always use uppercase, lowercase. I'll never start a sentence, whether it's via text or if I'm using an instant messenger. I always start with an uppercase letter. I use punctuation. I use grammar. I will use full stops if I'm writing a longer message. The last thing anyone wants is to read a giant glob of text that are littered with run-on sentences.
I agree with you. I think this is great. Keep doing this.
I think we probably agree that the one word answers current day, we read into them too much, thinking that there's more than meets the eye with a one word response.
Well, see, James, this is why we have emojis.
I'm not a big user of the emojis. I'll tell you which one I like. I don't know if it's a drunk face, but it's the one that's like this.
I was gonna say, I think I've seen you sent this to me.
I quite like that emoji because it's not really applicable in many situations. Frankly, none of the emojis are really all that applicable.
Okay, if you don't mind, do you have your phone? Could you? No, you don't have to show me. Could you just tell me what like the most recently used emojis on your phone?
Yeah, I can do that. Let's see. So we've got this face. There's the middle finger. There's the face with like the squiggly mouth and the spiral eyes. I like that one a lot too. What else do we have? We've got the emoji that's got the sunglasses.
Yeah, the cool guy.
Yeah, I think a lot of these are very indicative of my personality.
I was gonna say, I think I've never ever sent anyone the middle finger emoji.
Yeah. And look, when I use them, they're mostly sarcastic. Now, look, Saima, I didn't intend to talk about emojis tonight. You didn't intend to, but this is what happens when we get together on the show. We spin off into conversation that neither of us expected. Here I was thinking, we're going to talk about New Year's. We're going to talk about this, that. We're talking about emojis now. Can I ask you a personal question?
Of course.
Has anyone ever sent you the eggplant emoji?
As a
for real, not as a joke, but for real, right? Because the joke ones don't count. Yeah.
No.
Now, do you think that people are truly sending that emoji for real? And look, we don't have to make it just purely about the phallic symbols, because there's a few. There's the cob of corn. There's the banana. We can go to the flip side and talk about the peach or the cherries.
I think there are probably people who do send these.
Mm-hmm. They might be older, right? They might be maybe in they're reaching their twilight years, and they want to try to recapture what it means to be a little flirty and feisty. So someone maybe named like Kathleen met some guy named Glenn with 2 N's down at the Legion the other night, and she's sitting there having a couple beers with her friend Joanne and Nancy, and she's like, I don't know, I think I might send him a bit of a sexy text.
But like, my question is, do these people know what these emojis mean?
I think their teenage kids told them about it. They're like, Mom, you wouldn't understand.
Or like they Googled it.
Yeah, they Googled it, right? Sexiest emojis 2022.
Okay, I will say this is embarrassing, but sometimes it's happened to me like once or twice where I had to like Google what an emoji meant because I had I wasn't sure what the context was. So I will say I have done this.
Okay. Now, can I ask which of is this now? Look, we're getting into a whole pile of dirt here. We're taking a filthy turn. 2022. Can I ask which emoji it was that you thought to yourself, I have to do some recon on this to get a sense as to whether this is meant to be salacious or not?
Okay, so in the end, it was kind of meant to be salacious. So it was, the guy. Well, I don't know, they're all, but it's like the face that's like red hot, and he's like biting his tongue. Whatever.
Red. Hold on. There's an emoji with a red hot man biting his tongue. Because I know there's the hot face with the sweat.
Okay, let me look at my emojis now because I guess it's like the hot face with the sweat.
Yeah, it's someone that's so turned on that they can't handle it.
Yeah, so someone sent me this emoji once or a few times, and I didn't know if it was like they were physically, like I didn't know what it meant, to be honest.
Right. Yeah. Now I would take that as like, wow, you've got someone so worked up that they're sweating buckets and they're gasping for air like someone stranded in the desert. But instead of a desert, it's a sex zone.
Okay. Well, I think the context was that it was a photo of me, and the person responded with that. And let me say, it was not it was just a normal photo. It was like a photo of
and look, how did you feel about that, right? It's a normal photo, but a normal photo of you makes someone feel a certain way. It makes them feel their feelings.
I took it as first I was confused, so I had to look up the emoji, and then
what did you think it was? Did you have any ulterior thought as to what it could be? Like, this guy seems just
physically thirsty. Like it was like they were physically warm.
Yeah,
I thought maybe they were just really hot, like a memo.
Yeah, I'm wondering if in 2022 we can maybe take some of the more pedestrian emojis and make them flirtatious. Is there any emojis that we can off the cuff look at right now and go, you know what, this one could be something that we could really turn into something into that? Because look, this is disgusting. There's the lips, there's the tongue.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah, and you don't want to be obvious, right? You don't want to come on too strong if you're sending some flirtatious thoughts to people.
Okay. Someone has also sent me, I never quite understood this. It's like the guy with the glasses and the mustache and the eyebrows.
Oh, yeah. You know what I bet that means? It's like, ooh, I want to be your daddy. Right? Or they're sending, that could be the international Andy Asaf emoji.
It could be. It goes either way.
I'm looking at one right here. Now, hear me out. What about the pig?
Are you in the animal section?
I'm looking at the animals because I'm like, imagine you're having a spirited conversation with someone. They say something, and instead of, I'm so hot that I need water and I'm sweating and all this stuff, my face is red, you send the pig and you write something like, lady, you're making me oink right now.
I feel like it could work for certain people. Personally, I would not be into it. But if you got yourself a country girl, I'm watching Queer Eye right now, and they're like in Texas, and there's a lot of country stuff. I feel like if you had yourself a country gal, she would be into this.
So if I try to immerse myself in country culture, I find myself in some type of flirtmance, as the youngsters say, with a gal from the country. Yeah. I'm like, lady, you're making me turn into a pig.
I feel like this might work for you.
Yeah, hey, I think that makes sense, that I'd find myself with some type of country gal.
I think I get, you know what? I don't know what this says, but like with all the plaid you wear, I feel like it could work.
Yeah. Now, Saima, what about this? Would you go to a hoedown? It could be fun.
Okay, what happens?
To me, I just look at it like, I think the closest thing that we're ever going to get to a hoedown in Quebec is going to a cabane à sucre.
I've been to one of the. I actually been to one in my life, and it was with you, James.
Yes, yeah, we were at a cabane à sucre together. And I'll say this: I've talked about this with a few people, the Alex Browns of the world, the Taylor McMillans of the world. I have quite a good memory. There's very little recollection I have of this day. I remember going through just what could have been the worst haunted house of all time that for some reason was in circulation during springtime. I remember eating tir sur la neige. I have a vague memory of the meal and nothing else.
Well, it was a nice time. What I recall was that since I'm vegetarian, I did not eat any of the food. I think I had potatoes.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of dessert to make up for it.
Yeah.
And the haunted house was hysterical because it was like $1.
How could they charge even $1 for that? Now, if we could paint a picture, I think you'd walk in.
It was pitch black.
Yeah, you'd take a right, and then you were done.
It was actually the room where the guy. So it was like the cabin where the guy boils the maple syrup into makes maple syrup. Mm-hmm. So like when you exit, first it's like a dark hallway that's pitch black, and you don't see anything, and then you walk into, and there's like a light with like a scary mask on the wall.
Yeah.
And then when you exit, it's like the guy boiling the maple syrup down. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing here?"
We cannot, and I'm speaking directly to the viewers, Saima and myself cannot do justice to how truly pitiful this was. I don't even remember what town we were in.
Me neither, but I do remember this, that everyone, so we were maybe like 6, 7 people. Mm-hmm. And I remember that all of us were like, oh my God, we have to go do this haunted house for $1.
Here's the thing. I don't care for scares. I'm not a fan of scares.
You very specifically did not want to go. Mm-hmm. So much so that all of us pitched in like 25 cents each to pay for you, and you still didn't want to go. And
you guys essentially did a Roots campaign crowdfund for me to do this $1 scary house. And the only thing that scared me was how pathetic it was.
Oh man, I totally forgot. It was horrible.
So it stands to say, Saima, I feel like we've come to a consensus here that this coming spring 2022, we got to get the band back together. And by the band back together, I mean it will not be the same people that we went with, because so many of them are now displaced. It's got to be a new crew. Maybe it's an at-home outing. All of the legends of at home. We go to a cabane à sucre. I find myself a Quebecois country gal that I can send the pig emoji to.
Well, I actually remember the name of the cabane à sucre we went to, so we can totally go back there.
Wait, hold on. You remember?
It was a very distinct name.
Please. And this is what I want. When you tell me the name, I want Devin, who's working our technical board tonight, to do some research as to where this place was. What was the name of this cabane à sucre?
It was called Cabane à Sucre d'Amour.
Okay, the lovers cabane à sucre. So it's that we have to go back to the cabane à sucre d'Amour. I have to fall in amour with a country gal. I got to send her. And it was in Sainte-Anne. I'm getting the production now. Sainte-Anne-des-Plaines, which,
how far is that?
Look, like Sainte-Anne-des-Plaines is up near like Sainte-Thérèse, which is right near Rosemère, which is just a stone's throw away from Laval, which is about 25 minutes away from Saint-Jérôme, which is about 15 minutes away from where I grew up, Prévost, which is just, again, a little trot away from Piedmont, which is right beside Saint-Sauveur, which is only 5 minutes away from Morin Heights, where I went to elementary school.
So maybe you'll meet a gal from your elementary school at the cabane à sucre.
Yeah. I'll meet this lady who's now the secretary, some old lady, Claudine.
No, but I feel like we definitely should bring Alex, because she was there originally.
Yeah, downtown Alex Brown.
And I would bring Paul Solomon, because he was also there originally.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So we can get the band back together just a little bit.
Yeah.
Saima, I want to ask you, so we've already planned something to do in 2022. Do you have any other plans for this year? And do they include me?
Well, now going to the Cabana Sucre, unfortunately, I didn't make any resolutions involving you, James. I'm really sorry. I guess
now that would be something if someone said to me, hey, did you hear? I'm like, hear what? And they say, Saima made some New Year's resolutions that directly involve you. I'd either be flattered or confused or some type of amalgamation of both.
You know what? Maybe one of my resolutions this year will to be on the At Home with James Fringe Festival.
Oh, right. So we did this last year. It was the At Home with James Fringe Festival, which only had 2 participants. There were only 2 acts. What a moment. Now, what do you think your show would be?
I'm not going to be in a show.
Oh, so you're saying you want to be on the panel, right? Because originally you were supposed to be part of the panel. I thought you were announcing yourself to be a participant in the festival. You have now denounced yourself as a participant.
In what world would I have been? No, I'm not participating.
I could see that though. A one-person show.
What would be my one-person show?
Maybe this is what we got to work on. Maybe
it's like emoji based.
It could be, right? There's been far more shows with far less of a premise than that.
This is true. I won't even say anything yet.
We're not going to say anything. A lot of people, they got their opinions. I love the Fringe, and there's no hyperbole there. I do love the Fringe Festival. So much so that I invented my own. Yeah.
Well, you've also had a very successful Fringe show in 2018.
2018. That's right. 2018's Look at This Guy, the award-winning, it wasn't even 2018. That was 2015. 2018 was the award-winning Scum FM, which I'm currently wearing my own swag right now. Anyone tuning in right now and they're seeing this, they're like, what happened to this At Home with James show? Have
you thought of making these shirts and selling them?
I'm going to tell you something, Saima. I have thought multiple times over the past years of making merchandise to sell at various. I'm getting a production right now that I'm not going to repeat. I've thought multiple times about making merchandise to sell, and I just can't get through the feelings that it seems really egotistical to be people going into their improv shows or their comedy shows like, what, James got merchandise now? What's with this guy?
Well, it depends on the merch. If it was your face, maybe not.
Well, this is the thing. My face was a part of the Scum FM poster that won the award for best visual art.
You know what, though? Why don't you make yourself an At Home with James shirt?
Now, Connor Rose mentioned this to me recently, and he said, put me down for a double XS, which blew my mind. I didn't know they sold extra small. He said, yeah, James, I think you could probably sell at least 20 of them.
You totally could, and put me down for maybe I'm also a double X small. I'm not sure, but definitely an extra small.
Well, look, it sounds like I've got a venture. And for you, Saima, coming in from the chat in regards to your emoji Fringe show, once again, Phil Smith, he says, quote, I would see that show. Saima, 2022 is going to be our year.
Okay, well, maybe I will do an emoji-based Fringe show now. Who knows?
Saima, prior to going on the air, we had no game plan.
None.
Look at us now. About 30 minutes later, we talked about flirting, emojis, taking a trip down memory lane, Cabana Sucre, haunted house. Now we're producing our own shows and merchandise.
And I'm just going to say we have to, I'm not like, this has to happen. We are going to the Cabana Sucre if the government allows us to go. And I would even say you should do a post Cabana Sucre show.
Oh,
like a recap.
I don't like it. I love it. I love that idea. Recapping a Cabana Sucre outing. I am all in. I am absolutely all in. Simon, we did it. We've done it again. We've made Twitch gold right here, right now.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be. I'm also, you can have me on anytime. That's my other resolution, I guess.
Your resolution is that I can ask you to be on this show anytime.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. You finally found a resolution that directly involves me.
There you go.
Saima, thanks so much for being here, and we're going to talk soon, okay?
All right. Thanks for having me.
That's Saima Ahmed, a legend. When we do Legends Night 3 on this show, Saima's going to be on that show. I'm booking it right now. Taking out my little pen, Legends Night 3 featuring Saima. If you're just tuned in, This is At Home with James. Off the top, I said, we are taking out the trash. All the technical problems from the past 2 episodes. I'm fired up, and I hope you are too. Coming in from the chat, got a question from Dr. Crotch. Currently, my number 2 favorite username of the people who watch this show. Number 1 is still feet. Dr. Crotch asks, who made that shirt? Wow. Now, again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about this shirt. This is a one-of-a-kind Scum FM t-shirt made by both Jason Grimmer and Brent Skagford, gifted to me for my itsy-bitsy birthday this past September. That's how that goes. You want the answers? I'll answer your damn question. Let's welcome our next guest. There's a thing. We're going to take a hard-hitting turn right now. First segment, we're talking about people flirting with their mobile devices, having some delicious food at a Quebec cultural center, such as a cabana sucre. Now, we're going to do something that's very newsworthy. We're going to talk about what it's like to have COVID-19 with our next guest. Please welcome back to the program. It's Annabelle Agnew. Annabelle, welcome back to the show. Happy New Year.
Hi, James. Happy New Year to you too.
Annabelle, you're a survivor.
I am a survivor.
Just like Richard Hatch from season 1 of Survivor.
That's right.
He won, what was it, $1 million? You won your health.
That's right. I did.
Now,
I always thought I would be the asymptomatic type.
Yeah.
If I got
You
COVID.
were so cocky. You thought you had it all figured out. You were like,
Yep.
I'm vaccinated. I'll be fine.
That's exactly what I sounded like too in my head.
Yeah. And now you're back in fine form. All jokes aside, how are you feeling right now?
I feel generally fine. If I talk too much, though, I might start coughing. So I'm a little on edge about that. But in general, my energy is about 90% now.
All right. So we're going to keep the answers short and sweet. Again, this is a hard-hitting interview. Annabelle, let's cut the crap here. Who gave you COVID?
Okay. Well, it could be of 3 possibilities, because generally I was pretty bubbled. My Dave's parents came over from Ireland.
Now, when you say your Dave, this is your husband, Dave, not to be confused with my Dave, Dave Kaufman.
Dave. That's right. So I think either I got it either when I was Christmas shopping in the Eaton Center, and I took a break downstairs by the Winners and got myself a McDonald's coffee, and I demasked. And I sat alone and had a coffee there and was a little fast and loose with my mask. I wasn't like always taking it on and off. I sat there with the coffee.
That's the thing with this Omicron. It doesn't care if you're alone. It doesn't care if you're with party people. But like you mentioned, you were, quote, fast and loose with your mask.
That's right. And then if it wasn't that, then I went for a drink with my Dave on the 23rd of December at a restaurant, and there was 3 other people in that restaurant in very different parts of the restaurant.
Now, can I ask you, were those people fast and loose with their masks?
We were all pretty fast and loose with our masks, because at the time, if you were seated, you could demask.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to cast any judgment here, but as this variant started to tear through our fine city, I had thrown in my towel long before then. I said, the restaurants, I'm out. The bars, I'm out. The cafes, I'm out. Because up to this point, I had already had 2 COVID scares in the span of a week. I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm as negative could be. And then, look, and I would say that if people had their pick, Annabelle, they go, you got to either pick James or Annabelle to have COVID. Everyone would have picked me. I'm not naive. They would have said, give it to that James guy. He's got it all.
Why would they
take him down a couple notches?
What is it about you that deserves COVID, James?
I like I said, I think people say this James guy, he's got it all. He's got it all. He needs something to take him down a notch. We got Annabelle, you hustle with your work. You got a family. You got a far nicer apartment than I do. It's like, we can't let someone like this have COVID. Give it to this McGee guy.
I don't have as many Coca-Cola posters though.
Is that a bad thing?
I think it might be.
Well, let's hear. Hold on.
I think that's why I got COVID, actually.
Let's get into it, though.
Okay.
When did the symptoms start?
So but there's the final piece. I could have got COVID from my brother-in-law, who was here at Christmas dinner. and I bought my son a karaoke microphone.
Uh-oh.
And I had a lot of fun with that karaoke microphone.
Yeah. Now I saw you on Instagram. You were singing into that thing, and I would say, again, these are your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. You were getting pretty fast and loose with that karaoke machine.
Fast and loose. In fact, my son was a little mad that I was using his new gift as much as I was.
Now, can I ask you, what songs were you singing?
I sang my best song was Everything I Do It For You.
By Mr. Adams, as we call him on this show.
Adams. Exactly. Yeah. We were putting in suggestions into a bowl of like the song that my suggestion was the song that reminds you of the crush that you had in high school, which that's this song. So that's why I prompted that. So we were giving each other prompts versus songs to sing. So you could choose your song.
All right. So you're just with your family, you're trying to have a good time. And it sounds like your belief is that your husband's family, a number of them, could have given you COVID.
Yeah, but nobody else had COVID. So
right.
I had COVID. My brother-in-law had COVID. Nobody else. Just so weird.
All right.
So I felt really, really tired on the 26th, to answer your question about when I started to feel the symptoms.
Yep.
And I thought I was just hungover and tired. And then I woke up a day later with a raspy, like scratchy throat. And then the day after that, it was like swallowing knives, really bad cough, had to go to bed. I actually thought I might have to be hospitalized. That's actually how bad it got.
Okay, so it got you that bad. It got you that bad.
Yes. I was like, somebody talked me down from a ledge because I coughed to the point where I actually vomited. Ooh, it was bad.
Oh, cough, barf.
Yeah.
All right. So how long would you say did you feel kind of incapacitated for? For the people out there that might be having a cough, swallowing knives, the people that might be listening to this right now being like, oh no, I might have the big C19.
Yeah, it certainly, I think the knives one was so like the first day I tested negative.
Now, is that the test? Is that the one?
This is the negative test. And so that was the day that my in-laws were flying back to Ireland. And I was like, okay, cool. I don't have COVID. I'm just like sick. And then I found out my brother-in-law had it. So I retested the next day and I got the positive test.
Right. So now you've got both of them as memories of a bygone time.
Yes. Maybe I'll frame them or something.
Now we've got a question. Now this is a very pertinent question coming in from our chat right now. And again, my New Year's resolution is to engage with the chat more. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. Frankly, I think I engage a bit too much. I like to put the focus on the guest, but here we go. Coming in from the chat, we've got Charlito Monty. Quote, does Annabelle think that she had Omicron, Delta, or COVID classic?
Ooh. Well, Charlito, I'm pretty sure it was Omicron.
You think it was the big O?
I think it's the big O.
Now that's the thing, right? The big O is going around, the double D is going around.
Yeah.
But it could be the classic. But I think classic is a thing of the past now.
I think so. And also because my exposure was so limited, I feel like it would have had to been a highly transmissible version, although the rest of my family didn't get it. So
now did you stay away from your family?
Well, I was sleeping on the couch already. That's where I live. No, I was sleeping there because my in-laws were here. And so maybe that's part of it. I don't know. I don't have answers.
Well, did they stay away from you at all? Were you like, no, don't come near me. I don't want to give anyone.
Oh yeah, like I isolated. Once we knew that I had COVID, I was in a bedroom and nobody came near me. Which was
what was that like? Was that lonely?
No, it was really nice.
Oh, you liked it? Because I was going to say this is a perfect segue to another Mr. Adams song, "Lonely Nights."
No,
you could have been there with your son's karaoke machine saying, "Just can't stand another lonely night." You loved it.
I did. I loved it.
You were 18 till I die in that room.
I was. It was great. I watched.
Did you tell your family this? This is the first time they might be hearing this?
No, and they're not watching, so they don't know.
So you're here saying you loved being away from your family.
There was some real benefits to having COVID. I have to say, yeah.
Well, now or do you miss having COVID?
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, these are the feel good stories that the real news they don't tell you. It's always like, oh, COVID, it causes this. You don't taste anything. You might be on a ventilator. They don't tell you the positives of having COVID. So, Annabelle, take us through the best parts of having COVID.
So the best parts was I was served all of the food that I wanted. I could ring a bell basically and ask for endless cups of tea, and they delivered. And they meaning Dave. And I got to lie in bed all day guilt-free, which never happens for me. And I watched terrible TV, which I also never do. I watched Selling Sunset, which is a horrible show. It's a horrible show. Very enjoyable.
Well, and now you're back to it. You're out of bed, and unfortunately, you're spending time with your family.
Yes, unfortunately, now I have to sit and have dinner with them again.
Yeah.
I've got to bring the cereal box down in the morning so that my kids can eat cereal. I've got to see how they are, care about them.
See, now this is the sad part of COVID that you don't hear about. Usually it's like, oh, I'm isolated from my family. But for some people, the sad part is, oh, I'm around my family.
Well, especially after the holidays. I mean, family, there's a limit. There's a limit. And now,
Annabelle, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't know because I saw none of my family or my friends at Christmas.
Which I was kind of jealous about, which I told you.
Yeah. Could you imagine? We were living the exact opposite lives. But you know what? There's, as Mr. Adams once said, there's something about Christmas time.
There is. There's really something about being around people a lot.
Yeah. Now, coming out of your illness where you were swallowing knives, did you get to have a really nice, enjoyable meal that maybe you weren't able to have while you were sick?
Do you mean post-COVID?
Yeah, post-COVID, because that's what I would do. If I was sick, I would have been like, this is the meal that I want once I feel better. Because I feel like once you've got it, it's a lot of soups.
Yeah, but I love soup.
Yeah.
That's another thing that I loved about COVID.
Were you eating the same soups or different soups?
Spicy. I wanted all spicy, and spicy ginger ale became my new favorite thing to drink.
Okay. Again, another positive of COVID. You discovered your love of spiced ginger ale.
Spiced ginger ale and spicy soup. So I had a lot of spicy soup.
So was there a meal that stood out, like a solid meal where it's like, now my throat is better, this is what I'm going to eat?
No.
Wow. That may have been the worst question I've ever asked on this show ever. I don't know if I've ever asked a question that is rendered
what would you eat? Like if you were super sick and then you were really happy afterwards to not be sick, what would be, because it just isn't in my wheelhouse.
I think for me it would probably be a really good burger. A really good burger with fries. Okay.
Any particular burger in the city that
I would probably say Montreal's Uniburger. That would probably be my pick.
Never had that.
Or I think maybe, gosh, I feel like maybe a bunch of Korean food would also be good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
A bunch of tacos. That sounds great.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're a little conflicted about what
I just might be hungry right now. I think that's what it's really coming down to, is I might be hungry. But I'll say this, when I'm sick, I have zero interest in drinking or tasting coffee.
Yes, I'm still not on the coffee. I'm drinking a lot of tea.
I couldn't wait to get back on the coffee once I got over my cold. Once I got over my cold, I went down the street, and there's a free shout out, Lily and Ollie, my number one coffee shop in St. Henry, best neighborhood in Montreal.
Love them.
Took a sip on the street. I was by myself, and I made this noise to myself out loud. Ho, 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 ho. And if they would have heard it, they would have thought I was disturbed.
Or they would have been really happy that you appreciated their coffee as well.
Yeah, because I feel like, the baristas, they go through this, a life of repetition. They see a lot of the same customers. It's very fast moving. I maybe some baristas are a little jaded. They give off a jaded vibe sometimes. That's neither here nor there.
But never Lily and Oli. They'll chase you down the street and say hi.
I'll tell you what, they're not. No one's chasing me down the street.
Well, that's happened to me a few times.
See, this is why I said that if people were to pick someone to get COVID, it would have been me over you. You're getting people chasing you down the street from coffee shops saying, Annabelle, hello.
Hi.
They're going to chase me down the street and say, don't come back. You're making these weird noises outside the GD restaurant.
Well, and it's funny, I don't drink their coffee as much as you do, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe they just see I walk in, I'm dripping with desperation. Maybe that's what it is. They see me like, this guy just wants to be friends with us.
Well, are you hanging out there for a long time chatting?
No, I do not linger. I do not linger.
Well, maybe that's your problem. You should linger.
Well, maybe I should, but it's just not in my nature. As we continue to talk about COVID and wind down a little bit here, Annabelle, does this mean that you have to wait before getting an itsy bitsy booster?
No, I don't think so. I haven't.
Is that not the rule? Because I feel like there's got to be some rule. You got to wait to get a booster.
How long do I have to wait for?
I'm not sure. I think during the OG days of COVID, you had to wait 3 months before you get your shot. We're getting a production note from Devin right now, and I don't know how he knows this. He claims that in the province of Ontario, you got to wait 30 days. So you're 30 days in the hole if you're in Ontario.
Yeah, but I'm already I don't know. I mean, I'm sure by the time I book it, it'll be 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you have your eyes set on where you're going to go? You can go to the Big O?
You mean where am I going to get my booster?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's the hot spot booster for you?
I normally go to the Palais de Congrès. Why would I?
That's where I went as well. And I'll tell you what, our resident bald guy on the show, Mark Rowland, also went there. He was telling me the other day that he really enjoyed the experience, which I think is an unusual thing to say. I also went to the Palais de. That's probably where I'm going to go once I'm allowed to book my booster.
Yeah. Although I took my son and they said we're taking all this down in the new year.
Yeah, that's what they said until the Big O.
Until the Big O. Exactly.
Well, maybe Annabelle might run into each other at the Palais de Congrès.
Really? That would be fun.
I think it would be. I'll tell you what, I think they should be playing music there. I really think just a bit of music would make the whole experience, because it's very clinical. And of course it has to be, but I think they could do something to make it just a little bit more, I don't want to say lively, but just because there's going to be a lot of people in there that are afraid to get poked with their little needle. I think there could be something.
Yeah, maybe instead of the waiting room, where you have to wait for the 15 minutes, they could put a little dance floor on there instead. And you could
karaoke machine. Everyone puts names in a bowl.
Because now it's super safe, right?
You're going to end up on a viral video where someone's Instagramming, check out this lady saying, "Everything I do it for you" by Mr. Adams.
I would support that.
I would also support that. If I was waiting for my 15-minute interval, I look up and I see you belting out, "Everything I do it for you." And maybe you've got a glass of wine in your hand too.
Yeah. You know what? I slayed when they did
now
that.
is there a full video of this that you plan on releasing to the public?
There's a full video. I don't plan on releasing it to the public.
All right. Well, maybe, just maybe, Annabelle, and I like to put the guests on the spot. Would you be interested at some point in coming back on the show and showing portions of your performance of this song live on the air? I think the people would really appreciate it.
You think so?
I don't
know about that.
I know so. And we'll say you pick out your favorite part.
Okay, I'll do that. No problem.
Okay, so now look at this. 2 segments in a row where I've booked 2 future segments. It's done. The contract has been signed, Annabelle. We did it.
All right. That sounds good.
Annabelle, I appreciate you being here. Coming into the chat right now. And again, I'm engaging something fierce right now from Real Sid Rock, a true legend on this show. He says, "At Home with James, the only show where the guests get homework." You've got some homework now, and so does Sid, because I have given him a New Year's resolution to grow a beard. So everyone's resolutions. It's like I'm like Santa Claus giving out gifts here.
Is it a beard or a mustache? I thought it was a mustache.
Why not both? I'm not a picky man.
Okay.
Annabelle, I'm glad to hear that you're doing better. You're not swallowing knives anymore. I'm sad to hear that people aren't bringing you tea, but something tells me that if you asked, I think your family would maybe bring you a cup at least once a day.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Just have
Give it a try. Give it a try.
Okay.
And I think that it's going to render some positive results.
Okay.
Annabelle, thanks so much for being here. Next time we see you, it's going to be with footage of you singing Bryan Adams music.
You guys are going to love it.
I know that I am. I know that I am.
Yeah.
Annabelle, we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay. Bye.
That's Annabelle Agnew, a survivor, just like Richard Hatch from season 1 of Survivor, coming into the chat, courtesy once again of Sid Rock. I just got muted on my own show. I had Devin working. This is the first night Devin is working the board. This guy muted me. Is this guy mad at me? Real Sid Rock is saying that he never accepted the resolution. And that's fine. You know, I'm not a pusher, man. I'm not a pusher, man, but I'm just saying, Sid, if you're out there, I know I'd love it. And I've got 100 signatures that tell me that they would love it too. You know what else I'm going to love? Being back on the airwaves this Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who's going to be here? Dimitri Kira's Ariel DeRue is coming back. She was talking to me the other day about how much she misses chat rooms. This is not a joke. I lie on this show sometimes. Sometimes I got some guests that come on. I say I love the segment when I really didn't. Not tonight. I love the segments tonight. Ariel DeRue wants to talk about chat rooms. She's talking to me about how she's when she was a teenager, she was cybering with people. I was sickened, so much so that I knew that this was the type of segment that we have to have on this show. I'm all about the 18 and over adult material now. This is where I'd send in the pig emoji. Let's welcome our third and final guest. If you're here only for the past couple minutes, I've got myself a real coup. Now, if you're into current events like I am, you know all about the Quebec influencers and reality stars that are stranded in Mexico by way of a Sunwing chartered flight. They were partying too hard. They were drinking. They were not respecting seatbelt rules, mask rules. They were vaping on the flight. We have got someone who is still in Mexico. Everyone's demonizing these people. I want to get the story from the horsey's mouth. So let's please welcome, coming to us by satellite, this is Jean-Felix Printemps. Jean-Felix, welcome.
Hey, what's up, James? Hey, salut, man. Woohoo! Yeah!
Merci d'être ici ce soir.
Hey, merci à toi, man. Hey, thanks for having me on your fun little video game show, man.
This is not a video game show.
No, it's really sick that you do this because, hey, lots of people lying about us over here, and it's good we can get the word straight, huh?
All right, so let's learn a little bit about you before we get into the task at hand. Now, you're an influencer, if I understand correctly.
Yeah, influencer, actor, musician, BMX all-star, amateur cook, romantic at art, you know.
Now, this is a lot of stuff. This is quite a resume.
Hey, you can learn whatever on YouTube these days, man.
All right, so you mentioned that you're an actor. Have you been in anything that people might remember you from?
No, you know, I'm aspiring, you know, like maybe I should take some of your impro classes 101. Huh?
Well, yeah, maybe, sure.
Yeah, because, you know, I put myself out there. I haven't been on any of like the big shows. Like a lot of people here, they're like big time, you know, lots of Instagram followers, Twitter followers.
Wait, hold on, how many Instagram followers do you have?
Four.
Oh, I thought you were an influencer.
I influence all sorts of things, man. I am under the influence right now because, man, it's sick over here. It's so sick.
Was it a full bottle of vodka?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we'll drink up. Now, I was to understand, now again, the news that we're getting here in Montreal is that you and some of your friends were going absolutely buck wild on this flight and you're stranded, but it seems like you're having a great time, Jean-Felix.
Yeah, it's all lies, man. It's all lies. It's so sick here. Like, everyone's having a good time. Everyone's just vibing. You know, like, they were saying they weren't going to let us back on the plane au retour. Mm-hmm. So, no worries because my uncle, he's Pierre-Carl Pelado. CEO of Quebec.
Your uncle is Pierre-Carl Pelado, president of Videotron?
Yeah, president of Videotron, Québecor, all the big things. He brought his private jet, and we're all on.
Is that what you're on right now?
We're all on his private jet. You can see the party back here. They're all kind of napping in back because it's been a long 24 hours, man. Mm-hmm. And we're still on the runway. It's looking like there's like these military vehicles blocking our way, but man, it's sick here. Like, it's so sick. The vibes are so good. It's weather is nice. You know, girls. Les filles sont belles. You know what I mean, James?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, James? You know what I mean, man.
Well, I want to ask you a question based on something that you said a few moments ago. You said that everything that we're hearing about here is all lies.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of videos that seem to have been recorded on Instagram by the people that you're with. So help me understand, what's the lie?
Okay, well, you saw the video.
I saw a number of videos, and it seems to me that the things that are being reported happen to be true.
Okay, but James, if you see the video, you be honest with me right now.
Sure.
You see the video, you go, I want to be at that party.
Well, I mean, I personally don't.
I want to be there, man.
I personally don't.
No, you like look at it and you're like, that's lit, man.
Well, I personally don't, but I think a lot of people see that and they do say, well, okay, if you look at it from the lens of, oh, they're not following rules or doing this, it's easy to find something negative in it. But I do think that quite a few people probably are envious and want to be having the type of good time that you are as well.
Ben ouais, c'est ça. Like, you know, when you're an influencer, people want to be like you. They want to like wear the clothes you're wearing. They want to drink the drinks you're drinking. You know, they want to party on the private planes, man.
What's the lie? You said that what's being reported is a lie. What's the lie?
Well, they were saying that we weren't having a good time, man. No?
I think that's what's being reported. I don't think the report is that you're not having a good time.
Well, everyone's upset with us. Like, it's not
much of a good time.
They're all upset with us. They say it's not good party. Puis, il est con, là. And I'm like, what, man?
No one is questioning whether or not it's a good time. They're questioning as to whether or not it's appropriate behavior for a plane.
Whatever, man. Look, point being, okay, we're in Cancun. My mic is falling, but
how'd you get a mic onto the plane?
Bro,
could you your uncle probably, right?
No, James, could you ask him? I'm recording my my album over here, man.
Oh, of course, because you're an aspiring musician.
Why, yeah, it's my rap group. We have a super group of rapper Québécois. We're called Saint-Hyacinthe. And
are you all from the town of Saint-Hyacinthe?
None of us are from Saint-Hyacinthe, no.
Okay.
But like they think of us as Saints là-bas because like our rhymes are fresh, man. They're sick and they're in French.
Okay, well, do you have any that you want to preview for us right now?
Oh man, I knew you'd put me on the spot.
You on the spot, I realize.
You put me on the spot. Like you want me to like rap for you.
Comfortable with it. It doesn't have to be a freestyle. It could be something that you're recording, right?
Je sais pas, man. Je sais pas, man. I'm a little shy now.
Okay, well, we don't have to. We don't have to get.
No, you challenge me. I'll do it.
Well, it's not a challenge. It was mostly a request. I thought if you're an aspiring musician, you'd like to show off some of
your music. Tu veux ça en français, in French?
Well, is the music in French or English?
Mostly, yes.
Well, then why would you
I just said that, so...
Well, then why, if it's in French, why are you asking me if you can do it in French?
Because I can rap in both, man. I can rap in Espanol. Hey, we're in Cancun right now, man.
Look, you don't have to do it. It was just a question.
Well, it's just that, media, they lie about us. You're going to lie about me afterwards. You're going to say, oh, I challenged him to rap battle. He said no, whatever, man.
Well, I didn't challenge you. And the media, I still don't think, you keep saying the media is lying about you. I think you might be misunderstanding what they're reporting.
Hey, okay, check it. I'll rap a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Hey. Ici sur le Sunwing, c'est pas pire. Je suis avec James McGee sur twitch.ca. Check ça, mon gars. Absolute vodka. Oh.
Okay, so you're going to be using your music to influence some products.
Well, it's like a product placement. I'm trying to get sponsorship, man. Check. James, you ever hear the thing, no press is bad press?
Sure.
No, la presse est pas bon pour la presse?
Yeah, I've never heard it.
You've heard that one, right? So I'm trying to like use this as an opportunity, man, to get on one of these shows, like la TV réalité, tu sais?
Yeah.
Comme Occupation Double. Il y a des gens ici, there's a couple Occupation Double, couple from Sex Hill,
Sex Hill or Sex
Hill? Île du Sex or whatever you call it in Quebec.
Sex Island?
Yeah, we have something like that, I think.
So I'm not familiar with Sex Island.
Well, okay, are you familiar with any of these shows? This is my 2022 resolution, man. I'm going to get on one of these shows. You ready?
Okay.
Okay, so there's Kush Krut. Okay, it's like a bunch of singles. They might run a casse-croûte.
All right.
But maybe something happens,
Yep.
Okay, there's
what do you mean something happens?
like
something
sex, man.
Sexual?
Why? Come on.
All right.
There's cabane à suce. We have to run a cabane à sucre, but let's just say the sweets aren't the only thing that's sweet, man.
Yeah, there's gonna be something else spilled all over.
Yeah. Okay. All right. There's a cul de castor, or I like to call it cul ou castor. Okay, we'll keep going down the list here. Just quick fire. Les Bédins de Blainville. Right. Dancing with the Stars, Nuns Island.
What was that? Les Bédins?
Les Bédins.
Oh, Bédins.
It's like a belly dancing competition.
Yeah, got it. In Blainville. All right.
Blainville, yeah. They actually have a lot of belly dancing là-bas. Dancing with the Stars, Nuns Island, another dancing show. Right. Le JP Experience. JP est comme Joe Rogan québécois.
All right.
Mon ami JP. That's a podcast. Yep. Murder in the Cage Sport.
All right.
Okay. What else? Poutine Master Chef.
I'm not familiar with any of these shows, which surprises me. I've never heard of any of these.
They all are it shows, man. They do like 35 million views a day.
Okay, so can I say that it sounds like this entire incident, you can really turn the negative into a positive by making a career out of this.
Yeah,
finding notoriety.
I could get on Murder in the Cage Sport. Maybe I'm the murderer, maybe not.
Well, can I ask you a question? Despite everything that's being reported, is there anything that might be negative that's going on right now from your perspective?
What do you mean? In the plane or in the world?
Well, just in the entire, well, not in the world, but
because there's bad vibes everywhere, man. I try to avoid fake friends, bad vibes.
I mean, in your specific situation, whether it was during the flight, currently, has anything maybe occurred that hasn't been reported that you would think is maybe a black eye on the situation?
I mean, okay, I'll say this, James. You know, it's been sick. It's been so lit. Like, you've seen the video, the photo, like, it's so sick here. But we are running out of vape juice, man. Like, we don't have enough vape juice.
Right. So you're saying that you've got some of the last vape juice available. What
we're trying to ration. Mine is what do you call this in English? La croûte, like pig fat.
Okay, so you've got a pig fat vape.
Yeah,
flavor?
like pig lard. It's really good, man. It's a Joe Beef special. Man,
all right.
Yeah, so we don't know what's gonna happen when we kind of run out because we might have to vape each other, you know.
You're saying that people are rationing their vape juices?
Yeah, it can get real ugly, man, because like people here, they've been talking. They're trying to figure out who the weakest one is, who we could team up on, grind them up, and use them as vape juice, you know.
Wait, hold on.
It's getting pretty dire, man.
You're saying you're going to be vaping each other?
We have this system where it's like whoever holds the absolute vodka bottle can speak.
Right. So this is it's kind of like your conch.
Un quoi?
A conch.
Un cochon?
In any event, so right now you've got a hold of the absolute bottle, which puts you at the top of the food chain.
Yeah, I can talk right now. They gave it to me because they're like, oh, you're going to do some media. Because, man, I want to get on one of these shows. I didn't finish my list. There's Poutine Master Chef, okay? There's La Belle Provenance. That's like the next top model, but for porn stars in Quebec.
All right, yeah.
What else? Oh, there's Dancing with the Stars, Morin Heights.
Yep.
And then my favorite, which I can cross this one off the list, At Home avec Jérôme.
Wait, what's At Home avec Jérôme?
We're on it right now, man.
No, this is At Home with James.
Yeah.
No, not yeah.
Mais c'est quoi ton nom en français, man?
Well, James translates, I believe, in French to Jacques.
Mais tabarnak.
Are you telling me there's another show called At Home avec Jérôme?
I have to go tell the rest of them that I wasn't on At Home with Jérôme, the top Québécois Twitch show.
I want to clarify something here.
They're going to be so mad at me, man.
I don't want to backtrack too much, but our friend in the chat, Sid Rock, I believe the vape liquid that you were sucking on is called Oreille de Chris.
Oh, ouais, yeah, that's what it's called, yeah.
Well, look, I hope that things aren't getting too unruly there due to the shortage of vape.
Well, now it's gonna be pretty dire, man. I have to go back and talk. I was at home with Jacques and pas at home avec Jérôme, man.
Well, no, you're not on At Home avec Jérôme.
I know, that's the problem, man. I told them all I'd be on At Home with Jérôme, get the story straight. Everyone's careers will be safe.
James, are you saying that they don't want to be part of the Anglo media?
Look, man, they don't like you, man. I don't know what to tell you. They don't like you, man. There's one influencer here, big Impro Ligue Nationale. They said one time you went up to them and they asked if they could have a show at Impro Montréal. And you said, no Frenchies. This is true story, man.
That's completely untrue. Now, I can tell you for certain, one, that interaction never happened. And two, I was not in charge of French programming, so that's double fake news.
Yeah, but only because Thierry told them, oh, no, go to James for this one special one. And you said, no, sorry, no Frenchie.
None of this is
It's
true.
a direct quote, man.
This is horrible. You're saying horrible things about me.
No,
I've given you...
Hey,
I've given you a platform. Don't call me Jacques.
Hey, man, are you calling me a fake friend?
Well, no, I'm not calling you a fake
because
friend.
I didn't come here to make friends, man.
No, hold on. Yeah, well, because I can't call you a fake friend because you and I are not friends. We never have been friends. We won't be friends.
Yes, man. You want to be friends, man?
No.
Mon oncle, il peut te donner he can give you a nice show, man.
No, I can't be bought. I'm not interested.
Oh, ouais? You can't be bought? About 7 mil.
No.
$7 million. You'd say no.
I don't want your liar's money. I don't want it.
What about all you can eat at Green Spot? Lily and Ollie. He owns both of them.
No, I can't be bought. You can't buy me.
Man, you're a tough cookie, man.
Yeah.
I respect that, man. I hope one day we can be friends, man. I take it back. It was, the guy who told me that, he's a liar, man.
Okay, so it is a lie.
Everyone on here is a liar, man. We're all on reality TV, tabarnak.
No, well, it sounds like your judgment and everyone's judgment on that plane is being fogged due to lack of vape juice. So
we are running on low brain function, man, like 5%.
Yeah, like Jackson Brown said, you guys are running on empty.
I don't know. C'est qui ça? Jacques Brun? C'est qui ça?
Yeah, is that Jacques? It doesn't matter. Look, Jean-Felix, I want to thank you so much for being here and attempting to clear the air, but I'm not sure anything has been cleared up.
Man, the air is going to be clear soon if we run out of vape juice. So I'm going to forward your viewers to our GoFundMe. Mm-hmm. You can sponsor an influencer for $38 a day, or tu peux aller sur notre OnlyFans. We post pics direct.
You guys are looking to have donations made for only $1. This is despicable.
Hey, man. Now you making me sad, man, with your words.
Well, then I think maybe you guys should have thought about your behavior before asking people to donate money.
You're just like Justin Trudeau, man. You make comment on us. You don't know anything about party, man.
Well, look, you know what? I'm going to take that as a compliment because I happen to think he's a pretty good-looking guy.
Hey, James, when I get back, man, let's collab, man. Maybe you come on my rap album. Puis we can do something, impro, whatever. Open invite, man.
Nope.
Okay, man. Well, hey, check. It's been nice, man. It's nice meeting you, man.
Jean-Felix, have a good rest of your trip.
Hey, chill, man.
Well, yeah. So there you have it, folks. Jean-Felix Printemps. He's telling me to chill. Folks, I want to apologize. I don't take a lot of pleasure in sparring with my guests. You have such a nice conversation with Annabelle and Saima, and you get this guy coming on here. Pig lard vape juice. Folks, that's our show tonight. What a treat it's been. We got this thing back on. You know that the night is on the right track when the guests are charming, they're funny, the conversation's free-flowing, and we got Sid Rock in the chat just skewering me. That's when you know that all is right in the world. Folks, we're going to be back this Friday. Don't you dare miss it. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.